I want to talk to you about the document options and creating custom templates. When you get a new account, let's start over here. If you click on settings, you'll have to create a new price set or company location. We already have one created, and we want to be specific on the document options at this point. Anyway, when you first create your account, you'll have default templates, and they look like these. These are the ones that we have built. We built them. They have our logo in there, but you can change that, change all of these things. You cannot change the type of agreement. A full coverage will always be a full coverage. What you're going to do is create a custom set, a custom template agreement in the way it looks and feels, your company's terms and conditions and those kind of things. You can create one from scratch, or you can clone the default. And in this case, we're just going to clone the default just so that it speeds things up. Now, you can change this logo by going to the image, clicking on that, go over here, and you're going to upload one from your hard drive and pick anything you want and you can upload it. We'll just upload this one, close it, and now we have that, and here it is in the document. You can move that around. I'll take this one out, change the size of it. You can even edit it, change the light and darkness on it. I mean, it's got an amazing amount of things that you can do to an image. Let's make that smaller, and we'll rotate it. There we go. You can call it whatever you want. It's still going to come out of preventive maintenance from a price standpoint, okay? These things here are, I call them tags, and they're replaced with data from the job. So this location, whatever the name is of this location, will end up here, the city and the state, and then here's the customer's name. Now you can change these. We go to job, business name, there it is, city, state. All of these tags are up here. So for the location, this is your name, your address, information about your company and the location price that you're using. This is all information about the customer and the job that you're working on. This is information about the equipment. Okay? So here's an equipment table that includes the filters. Here's one that's just the equipment, and here's one that's just the filters. This is that sales task thing that you can see. I'll show you one real quick here. Jump over to jobs and generate an agreement. We scroll down. Now see here, it shows the air handling unit, maintenance requirements, the part, the function, and the task required. This is what it's talking about when it says sales tasks. Right there. Sales tasks. So you don't have to have that in there. Scroll to the bottom. Here's the equipment breakdown. This one actually has a full report at the bottom. You don't have to put a report at the bottom. If you do put a report in your agreements, you might want to put it at the first page. That way you won't forget to not give it to the customer. Just a side note there. So as you go through here, we can look and see that here we're missing information. So out of the job, here we're going to have the contractor's name, and I want to put the contractor's title, and over here I want the customer's name, and the customer's title. Okay, so now that'll appear when I generate this agreement. You notice that table that those are in. You don't have to put it in a table, but you can if you want to. And here is how to manipulate that table. You can add another row, or if you're over here, you can add another column. However you want to make this work, it's really pretty slick. It does it all for you right here. You don't have to. In the older versions, you remember you created a document in Word, you uploaded it, and it had to have these little tags in it. And if any of them were broken, the thing didn't work. This is so much easier. There is one thing that you have to be aware of, that what it looks like on your screen is not necessarily what it's going to look like printed. If you go to this little print button and hit that, click print, you can see kind of a preview here of what it's going to look like. Generally speaking, this one's laid out pretty decent. Now you're not going to see, this would be the equipment list and those kind of things. So you could, this one could get away with either a bigger logo or a little bigger fonts, or maybe a little more margin in the document. One thing I want to show you though is right here it says print headers and footers. That's where it'll say it came from our website, the date, those kind of things. Find that. I'm in Safari, which is a web browser. You take that out and it'll take it out for you. There's also the same kind of thing in Firefox, the same thing in Chrome. You can actually copy and paste. If you have an existing document and you don't want to retype the whole thing, you can open it up in whatever word processor you have, Microsoft Word, copy the whole thing, come over here and hit paste. And it'll dump the whole thing in here for you. And you'll end up having to clean it up. And we're happy to work with you on this, to get it right, to get it laid out properly, and all those kinds of things, so that it looks great when you're trying to generate the agreements for your customers. Up in here are a whole slew of things that you can do: copy, paste, find and replace even. Here's an interesting thing. If you happen to have somebody on staff who knows anything about HTML or is good at HTML, they can actually come in here and edit this document in HTML, because that's basically what it is an internet language. Page break is something to get used to. You want to put one of those every time you want a page break. So this is one of those page breaks. It separates page 1 from page 2. Formatting, headers, footers, all those kind of things. Tables, rows and columns. I would work one page, get one page down. That way you know what size font you need, those kind of things, and then you can move on from there. But please don't forget, we are more than happy to help you generate these templates. You send us the agreement documents you're using now, and we can pretty much duplicate them in here.